Oh, well, hello all. As a day of rest, and that was much better. Although it's a little dark in here. I'm sick. Have some flu or cold or whatever, or whatever name you wanna call it, But yeah, it's tend of happens sometimes that you get sick, and I'm sick. And it's really not, the worst thing is all the bullshit lockdown. The sickness is just the standard, standard flu, standard cold. But of course, the medical mafia want to murder us and collect a lot of money while doing it, and scare the whole public and do the Roman tyranny stuff and all that, and of course, progress the Roman New World Order. Oh, I guess we might actually need a bit of a better connection. Let's see here. We tend to have problems finding it every single time. I have no idea where it is, and well, so I'm a little sick. Let's see if we can find the network, mobile network, maybe. Nope, I don't think so. Maybe this one. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then we need to push this, because just one more push, push, right? Why even, why not just have it pulled out from the beginning? No, we don't want that. Because we want you to make the push game. Anyway. Okay. We should, we should now be having a pretty good run. I don't know, it's shown regards of the upload at the moment. Oh yeah. It should, YouTube shouldn't have any problems now. But yeah, so I was looking into, a little more here and there, and finding this historian guy, although not all his details are really, but he had something in regards to Christian and Christians and all that in the Middle East, it seems. I can't even find it now. By the way, we're in the 11th month in the year. Sorry. I'm still. I got some food to eat yesterday. I ordered it from the outside. I don't have anything, I don't have a refrigerator. And the freezer is not activated because the idea was to, take my power away. But I haven't gone to that yet. Anyway, there's so many things going around, and I'm like, I have taken the light pretty much mostly, and I'm using my little cap here. Has a little headlight, so that is my main light to live out without any power, and of course I will need to live off cans for food mostly. You can still buy things that doesn't need a refrigerator and so forward, but it's going to be a little more difficult for sure, but I guess that's just how it is. Because, governments are not for the people, they are for the poop, for the great stinking poop. Anyway, they're murdering people. They're murdering everything. People just runs along with it, and the Facebook and Twitter and all these bullshit platforms are censoring, and you don't have the ability as you had in the past. The freedom is just gone. It's the freedom. The tools are just worse than they were many years ago, where we had some freedom. They've just taken all those. They really done a great job destroying everything, on the internet. Just everything just gets, ridiculous, foolish. So yeah, my throat is still sad. It did seem like it was actually, yesterday I think it felt like, okay, I'm getting, I'm actually getting over this, not totally, but, and then I ate, and that was a stupid mistake apparently. I recall last time I did the same, not totally the same, but somewhat of the same thing in regards to eating did take me down again. I should not have, or at least have not eaten things like that at least. Anyway, I can't even find where the video is anymore, but yeah, we are in the 11th month. I can't remember which day. We just had a new moon, so if you go out and you might be able to see the new moon, it's in the sliver. Of course, if you're underneath equator and all that, your sliver might be over here instead of over here. But that's something in regards of you viewing things up here and then down here, and you see the moon differently from these. If you have like this, you have up here, and you have this, and you're sitting there, and you have different places where you see the moon, and anyway. Yeah, so the moon, differently where you are on the planet, it will look, come from a different place. Maybe it will come over from here instead of over from here. You will see it as that anyway. Now, so I did some visualization things in the past in regards to that, but anyway. Whatever. So why did I get the video thing? I don't know. Maybe I closed it. I should have it somewhere. It's hard when you have so many. Oh, there we go. I think I found it again. So this is like Tom Holland, Christianity, Persecution, and the Meaning of the Cross. And, he's going into in regards of, but these Mohammedans, they destroyed all these icons, that would be, statues and images and all that bullshit and all that. And I'm like, hey, thumbs up for that, It's like somebody, it's evil that they would be destroying the icons and the statues, the idols, and all that. Really? I didn't think that would be something Christians would, Well, of course, we know the history already near the Middle East in regards to these icons and all that. They already, they had conflicts, and the, what do you call, the promoters of this nonsense sadly won out. The Iconoclasts lost. But we have, in Turkey, in the, what is it called, that Roman Empire to the right, Turkey, Constantinople, and it was called something, I can't even remember. Anyway, so they had these battles in regards of these images and all that, and sadly the images ended up winning. One story is one of these soldiers going up to take one of these things down, and a woman pushing the stair thing, and the soldier dying. What? Does that sound like Christian? Oh yeah, you're going to what so-called marry or something like that, whatever, and she just pushes the thing, and the soldier dies. He's trying to take down that disgusting, filthy idol, Oh, Mary! Bullshit, it's not Mary. It's the pagan queen of the heavens, which they just named something else. And the Satanists, those idolaters, are still out there. They just hide themselves in sheep clothing, They're still out there. It's called Roman Catholicism. Of course, Orthodoxy as well. Orthodox is like, it's potato, They're both idolaters. Both groups are into idolatry. It doesn't matter if it's Greek Orthodoxy, Russian Orthodoxy, whatever Orthodoxy. They seem to all have all this pagan nonsense of statues and idols, and hey, they believe the Holy Spirit is in the icon. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Anyway, so he's showing these videos where he's showing, oh, you know, the Mohammedans, you know, these, he's not calling them Mohammedans, you know, this Islamic State thing, and they have, you know, destroyed these bits, and you know, be interesting watching the whole thing. But like, you know, should I cry that they destroyed some statues, or should it be yip yip hooray, we did that in the Reformation as well? You know, some of the Christians in the old days had some understanding, and then went out to do some iconoclasm and destroy some of these filthy, disgusting images from the Roman Catholic whorehouses. Yip yip hooray. As far as I recall, I think Luther wasn't so happy about that. I don't know what. It just seems a little snake oil in regards to what Martin Luther did after he had been. But anyway, he did some good things and he did some bad things, you know. And we just have to take the good things and then move along with that, and reject the bad things, you know. So Andreas Karlstadt was his colleague. He was a promoter of Iconoclasm. He wrote about on it and all that, but he's not known so much. It's interesting how he has been hidden away from you know, history, pretty much, you know, that he's just, don't talk about Andreas Karlstadt, and if you talk about him, talk him as like, you know, slander him and this you know, belittle him and whatnot. And Andreas, you know, call him a radical, you know. Anyway, yeah, I still remember that letter I read from Martin Luther where he's snake oiling his way back into the warmth. Where he's like, yeah, it's true what Andreas Karlstadt did, and it wasn't only Andreas Karlstadt, it was Andreas Karlstadt was leading and continuing the Reformation while Luther was away. And then Martin Luther's coming back, yeah, it's true, but we shouldn't go so quickly, you know, because of the weak ones and all. But what bullshit is that? It's absolutely garbage, you know. So he's even, you know, proclaiming that, yeah, it's true, you know, it's true what they have done, but we shouldn't go so quickly. What? We shouldn't go so quickly? Are you kidding me, Martin Luther? Are you kidding me? You gotta keep kidding me. What is that bullshit? We shouldn't go so quickly? You've been away, you know, and your colleague just, you know, you think you did a pretty good job in regards of moving things forward, and then you're coming back and just, you know, then you get Andreas Karlstadt thrown out and all that. Anyway, it's, you know, it's hard to say all the things, and I don't have all the puzzle pieces, but you know, it's not looking good, you know, what happened in regards of these two people. And it's so sad because they are both, you know, Protestants, and just because Andreas Karlstadt became a little more zealous, shouldn't have, you know, made them throw him out. Yeah. Anyway, and if he did if he did what was correct, I don't know. Anyway, so I was seeing a little of this Thomas Hallam thing. Oh, my voice is not good. And they're showing all what these Mohammedans has done and all that. Yeah. And we should show some of the clips that we did, you know, with what was that in regards of WikiLeaks? Oh yeah, and the images we got from WikiLeaks in regards of American soldiers. Oh, they just, anyway. But yeah, and the stories, of course, we have as well from the soldiers. But yeah. So he's showing images at some point where what what they were doing to this church, and he's talking about the icons and all that. I don't know how much more he actually. Oh yeah, I think it's here. Let's just see what he says. He's showing this, whatever, church building, whatever you want to call it.
A few weeks before we got there, we were
the
second group of Western journalists who got into Sinjar after it was recaptured by the Kurds. But again, the Islamic State were kind of a mile or so beyond, within mortar range. So kind of we were very much on the front line. And you can see that this was, the entire town had been gutted. It was in complete ruins. This road had been cleared, but many hadn't. There were mines everywhere, bits of bodies still lying there. So not a pleasant place at all. And there was a church here that had been systematically desecrated. So this is the altar. You can see, I mean, it's a solid structure, and the Islamic State had brought in power drills to demolish it. There's the font being smashed. You can see there's a mine there, and all across the floor there were icons that have been trodden down, smashed.
Oh, what did he say? Oh yeah, all over the floor there was icons smashed and trodden down on, You're kidding me. Who cares about those icons? It's anyway, you see these, I guess, I don't know what these whole things are. I think they might also be for some, pictures or images or statues. It seems to be the same, as the Romans do, and we also have in those. No, there's although empty, but we have these Roman church building, state building,
It's a solid structure, and the Islamic State had brought in power drills to demolish it.
Yeah, I think it's great, if the Mohammedans want to, break down all those idols and inner images, hey, free workforce for that, Right, just take all your bullshit what you have in the churches, right? You Roman Catholics, just take all your bullshit, give it to the Mohammedans, and the Mohammedans will take care of it, right? Well, of course, it's interesting is that if you go to the old city of Jerusalem, you have pagan bullshit, satanic bullshit all over, and there seems to be Mohammedans as well selling things as well like any other. So it's disgusting what all these things, that they should burn it all in regard. The Israeli government should really do something about that. Well, I guess they won't, but because of, I don't know, money, whatever. It's so sickening to come into Jerusalem and just see they've made the whole city a whole, full of, whoring things, statues, idols, images, you have Greek Orthodox, I guess. You have so many different depictions, and it's just disgusting. Jewish filth, mysticism with Jewish mysticism, Christian, so-called Christian, it's just Mohammedan, whatever. Yeah, you have everything, and it's just so disgusting. You go through these places, you just see to the left and the right, and you see idols and images and crosses and whatnot, bullshit,
There's the font being smashed. You can see there's a mine there, and all across the floor there were icons that have been trodden down.
Yeah, they should have burned it all. It's like
smashed.
Like it's a bad thing, Like, if that was the only thing that the Mohammedans did, that would be great, That'd be awesome. Doing some iconoclasm, great. The Christians should have been doing that. They shouldn't have all these disgusting, filthy idols, images, and all that nonsense. All the Roman Catholicism and the Orthodox nonsense and all that, just keep far away from that idolatry, And I've been talking to these, either Roman Catholics or Orthodox, although a lot of the things ends up getting deleted. But it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You get more and more of idea of things when you talk a little more to Catholics. I was also just cast out of the group that I was still that I was allowed on Gap, and apparently I've been unbanned again, and I joined the group, and apparently I'm part of the group again. I don't know why they unbanned me. It's interesting. They did, as far as I know, remove one of my things, but that's all. And so That's also sickening, right? That people can be so poor. How can we have people in other nations being so poor? Yeah, well, anyway. I don't get it. Oh, there we go with the cookie Jesus again. The cookie Jesus. Anyway. So when you also get into Catholic groups, you can and talk to them. You can see how they, and how they react and respond, and how they will defend their cookie bullshit. And when they get exposed, some of them just deletes. Well, I guess more than some, but a lot of them actually end up deleting information if they can, and they respond in kind of, they believe that. Let's see if we can find. I guess this is one of them. I'm responding to this cookie. There's this picture where multiple people with, people that is clothed with, clothing that is not cheap. Very expensive clothing. I don't know how much it costs, but it's full of flabbergasting, whatever. It's just full of, whatever. It's like huge, humongous, and you have all this, all these idols, and you have this guy fixing the cookie Jesus. He's sitting with the cookie Jesus, and you have all the other bowing around it and all that. And I wrote pagans worshipping that cookie guy. So he responds to me, the guy that fixed the image. Do you spend as much time praying as you do hating Catholics and blaspheming about the Blessed Virgin Mary and the Holy Eucharist? You see, that Holy Eucharist is just, unholy bullshit, okay? And the so-called Mary, of course, is not Mary and all that. I'm writing, your whole statement is pretty much in error. Speaking the truth is not hateful. The satanic pagan queen of the heavens is not Mary, and the unholy Eucharist is the biggest blasphemy of the devil. And he responds, you speak about the Mother of God that way? ? Man, you are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you will do. I just quoted the Bible. It's like, man, you gotta be kidding. That's, Catholics can use the Bible, but they use it, they just use it for their own filthy bullshit. So I wrote back, pagan poopist who loves worshipping the devil by this satanic bullshit. Disgusting. Then he writes back, nice language from a Christian. Keep on sinning and see where it gets you. The so-called Christian thing is really, it's interesting sitting on Gap, because there's a lot of Roman Catholics on Gap, and they proclaim themselves Christians. But what are they doing? They're worshipping the pagan queen of the heavens, the cookie bullshit, you know, the Eucharist, the so-called Holy Eucharist. They worship that as well. They think it becomes Jesus. Thereby you can worship the cookie. So I couldn't post, but apparently I was allowed to post again. So I started out writing, oh, I can post. Maybe you should be more concerned about your own idolatry than how I speak. Not many of us are left telling you the truth about your wicked system. Either they are afraid or succumb to political bullshit correctness, or have been deceived into thinking we are the same. Roman Catholics are a mission field. If any sheep is in there by mistake, they need to be rescued out ASAP, as soon as possible. Now, he hasn't been responding on that, but I do wonder, because as far as I can gather, there's absolutely Catholics who know that they are worshipping the devil, yet they deceive. They willingly deceive other people. They understand and know that they are worshipping the devil, although I just don't know how many of the Roman Catholics actually know that they themselves are demon worshippers, and that the facade that they have is just a facade. It's just it's a lie. It's a deception. They put this upfront Christianity, but really they are the devil's children. And again, the question is, how many of them actually know this? That's the good question. I remember Alberto Rivera, when I read some of his stories. Well, I guess I read them all, but didn't really know if this was true or not, because I was in the beginning, and it was like I couldn't measure anything in regards of what was true and what was not. Although after these many years of research, I found out that a huge amount of what he said was true. So that you will always find something that he, probably made mistakes in, or that you would disagree or whatever. But the question, of course, is people doing what they can with what they have, and are they honest about it or not? Although I still don't understand those attacks I had. I had some really harsh spiritual attacks when I had those cartoons. And I ended up destroying them and throwing them out, because I thought I might have been cursing myself, again by what do you call it? If you as a Satanist want to curse a Christian, how would you do that? Well, you would need to have a lot of truth, right? If you want to get some material that might, I don't know. I really don't. What I know is that I was absolutely heavily attacked when I had these cartoons. But I know there was a lot of truth in them for sure, and that there is a lot of truth in them. Yeah, I had a lot of cartoons with a lot of they're filled with satanic symbols as well. Some of these, and I wouldn't even have all this things in my apartment in the past, in my occult days. At least not on that level. So I had my problems with regards to having these. I'd already thrown out a lot of this nonsense that I have, all this pagan bullshit and chakra nonsense and all these so-called spiritual books and spiritual nonsense. There's a lot of it. It's incredible how much bullshit there really is when you get out to it in regards to such books and informations. And anyway, let's see what we have in regards of. But yeah, he was also, seemed to, talking about that. Clearly, it seems like that some really, that some of these knights of the Roman Catholic, maniac institution absolutely do know that they're not Christians themselves, but that they are against the Christians, and that seemed to be the very case. But and there might be might be a huge amount of Roman Catholics that actually knows that they're Satanists, but I'm not entirely sure how many. It's at least a lot of these people are full of demons, that's for sure. And why wouldn't they be full of demons when they are partaking in these disgusting, filthy things? Of course they would be full of demons. So whether they are just blind or already know that they are Satanists, and I have this song on my website, which is a wonderful little song in regards of a Christ Mass song, which is just the great Christ Mass. It does, it's just, yeah, it's a mess. It's a huge mess. Anyway, oh my. So, but she's standing, this is a Roman Catholic singing, and oh, it sounds so good, right, and all that. And she's clothed as the whore. She's singing this wonderful song, and yet she's clothed as, clothed as the whore. Papers, let's see if we can find her. Yeah. English. Papers shall lie the church, the whore is drunken by the plot. No, that's not it. Oh, is it? No. No, yeah, it is. Right, yeah, wonderful voice and all that. But then you begin to look, wait. What is this? And I found out she was a... I can't remember all the. I think I started out just looking at it and it sounded very good. And, I looked at it as a Roman Catholic. And then you're looking a little further. What colors are she standing in? I can't totally recall all of the things, but she's standing with red and purple, with gold and jewelry, glimmer and all that, right? Standing in the middle of and you have a Christmas tree. Like, somebody should know, right, in regards to the colors in the book of Revelation. And you have the images, of Mary, so-called Mary, but they want the heart nonsense and all that, and things of Roman Catholicism. Christmas tree, more idols or images all over. Yeah, and then the question is, which Christ is she singing about? The cookie Jesus. That's the thing. Roman Catholics, and that's the thing when they expose themselves in regards to this Roman, this cookie nonsense and all that. It's very. I had this fourth level night of Columbus. Yeah, Columbus. He ended up banning me, but the last message was wonderful. Sadly, I didn't get to copy the last message he made to me before he banned me. But yeah, he was really upset. That's for sure. In regards of his little cookie Jesus, you know. You see, they don't really want to tell you about the cookie Jesus usually, you know. They just want to tell, hey, we believe in Jesus and all of that. And then you tell them, you know, in regards to this cookie cheese and blah, 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 you know, then you show them that you know, because apparently they don't want to. If you sit with a Catholic, you could sit and talk to them and never know if they were Roman Catholic. Nah, it's just filthy, you know. Yeah, it's just disgusting. Well, you know, that doesn't seem right either, you know. That's just, he was a Roman Catholic as well. What is wrong with these people? Yeah, this is disgusting. Hell, I had this episode in the swimming hall, you know. I was a Roman Catholic as well. Yeah, and that just goes to that. You know, it's just disgusting. Anyway, it's just disgusting. They must be filling themselves with so many demons that just totally go into, so they can't, you know, so they just can't constrain themselves or whatever it's called. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm saying, like, you gotta be kidding me. And they will walk around with the crosses, right? Yeah, crosses. Yeah, the Catholics love crosses. You see a lot of Satanists running around with crosses as well, don't you? Eh? Anyway, let's see what he says more in this video.
And what made, again, as in Marmatai, where the sense of persecution that hung over the monks there was put in perspective by the cycles of persecution that had preceded it over the centuries. So also here, this was a church that's been built by refugees from the Armenian genocide. And again, Christians had built this church thinking that they were safe and did it over the centuries. So also here, this was a church that's been built by refugees from the Armenian genocide. And again...
So the Armenians are into icons and idols as well. You know, it's hard to defend. You know, if the Mohammedans are striking down, you know, I wouldn't suggest, you know, in regards to all this, when they kill people, that's another thing. But in regards to the idols and images and all that, hey, you know, like, hey, the Christians, if they were Christians, should have done that themselves, you know. It's way overdue. If the Mohammedans takes up the, yeah, you know, whatever, let them, you know. We don't need images and, you know, cookies or icons or anything like that. Burn it all down, you know. Destroy it, whatever, you know, whatever. Clean the house and whatever. For that nonsense. Yeah, they could let the, you know, I guess they could just fix the images and idols and then let the building stand. Or but yeah, I'm not going to. It is like, you know, this Mohammedan, right, goes into a church and he begins to you know, what do you call it? He goes to turn over these idols, you know, and it's like big news. Like, look at this Mohammedan. He's, you know, how does this evil man going into a church and what? The Christians should have done that long ago. He's doing you a favor. He's just showing you how to do it, you know. You Catholics, you papists, you know. Get up there, take those idols and images and just push! Alright? Take a hammer or something like that and go get those, you know, idols, you know. They're rock and stones and whatever, you know, wood or whatever, you know. I'm not going to save you, you know. Oh, they walk around with them. It's very interesting that the letter of Jeremiah, it has a lot of these things in regard to what the pagans usually, did or do, in regard to Babylon. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, how can a Roman Catholic read that letter without thinking, hey, that's what we're doing? It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Walking around with the gods, who cannot walk themselves and cannot this and that and are clothed and, stand with a scepter but that can't, stand with a sword but can't do anything themselves and need to be, it's just, you're thinking, how can a Catholic read that letter without thinking, hey, that's what we're doing. Maybe they're using it as a model in replacement. That's how we do it, like they did in Babylon. It's like, see here, Jeremiah's writing this and that, and this is what they did in Babylon, so let's do the same thing. Crowning the pagan gods. Oh yeah, crowning so-called Mary, right? Oh my. You're just reading this letter and you're just thinking, oh, Roman Catholicism. It's like, oh. Anyway. And this is one of the letters that the Catholics have. Anyway.
Christians had built this church thinking that they were safe and had been forced to flee. But,
well, yeah, I guess a lot of the Christians in Turkey might have continued with that. And all these icons and things and all that.
Terrible were the sufferings of Christians in Mosul and in Sinjar had been. They were not.
Yeah, but you have to still look at it in another way. Let's investigate this so-called Christian ways of things of making idols and images and worshipping these. Let's see, who was persecuted in Turkey? We have the Grecians, we have the Syrians was persecuted, and they're all calling themselves like Christians, right? So the Greek Christians, the Syrian Christians, and they have the Armenian Christians that the Mohammedans was. We have some terrible pictures where they have, a terrible video in regards to what the Mohammedans did to these people. And the same thing we have with the Hustashi, the Roman Catholic Hustashi, persecuting the Orthodox Serbs and all that. And of course, it's terrible. But we cannot defend in regards to how the Orthodox are doing their things, and we cannot defend probably all these Christians in Turkey that was persecuted if they were committing to idolatry and images and so I'm absolutely not for that, for the slaughter and butcher and of these people, but we cannot defend their practices either, right? Their practices of doing what they do. And when you talk to these people, they are they're hanging fast to the idols and images like it's something of huge value. They just can't, they just, this is incredible. We should only be worshipping God, not images and cookies and whatnot, I remember seeing the multiple shows, I think it was, multiple hours of orthodoxy. And some of the things that they said, they could have summed it up in a very short time instead of you needing seeing so many hours of it. But, that showed how they, how they sanctified these images, how they, how the painters, painted the images, and they were talking also how do you know how you have to paint and blah blah, just disgusting. It's all for the burning, There's no way, and then you have to question, are these people even Christians, If you're worshipping the devil, are you Christian? You might say you are Christian, but if you're doing the exact same thing as the pagans, and you have just put Christian wording on it, it doesn't make it Christian, Just because you say, well, we just put some Christian glimmer on it, doesn't make it Christian. Yes, I don't get it. Yeah. Anyway, so very interesting, talks with some Catholics for sure in here. The worst thing is when you actually have people outside that shouldn't be Catholics and yet end up actually seemingly working for the Catholics and trying to make a lot of havoc. That is very interesting and promote bullshit. Just utterly bullshit. That's And then we have one of the guy. I took the liberty of removing access to the traditional Catholic groups from Jesus God, Pope 666. The reason being that constant anti-Catholic spam. If anybody disagrees with this action, please share your reasoning that I may consider allowing them back. Thank you. I don't know who have responded or anything like that, but apparently I have been allowed back, although one of my posts was removed. You are not allowed to post your anti-Catholic spam here. Christ is King. Yeah, he wrote that to me in regard to that message, but I can't see that message on the place anymore. I do have it. But I was putting the information on the the sun-shaped wafer. If anyone is interested in knowing what the madhouse of the Romanizing magisterium thinks about rejecting the true presence of Christ in that flat, dry, sun-shaped wafer, then here is a link to the Council of Trent ruling on it. By the way, you are fit fuel for the fire as any Protestant rejecting it. Just drop the unholy faker in Rome and follow the Jewish king and God. And then I had someone else in regard to which shouldn't have been a Roman Catholic, but should actually have had some understanding, saying that Jesus is not Jewish, not Jew, So anyway, you're not allowed to post your anti-Catholic spam here. Christ is King. Yeah, I would agree that Christ is King. But not the cookie. Yeah, we had some good, iconoclasm, but sadly sometimes it's not. It's not doing. It's usually going in the wrong direction. The devil is very good to, and when people just want to run the wrong direction, and oh yeah, we have one of these other Knights of Columbus, I think, if I recall correctly. Well, he has one of these Knights of Templar Knight images on. I can't recall in regard to why but anyway. Okay, he was linking me. You mean that it is your cranked out anti-Catholicism? How about you make common cause with the other cranks at the MHFM at VaticanCatholic.com? We can then award you the official ceremonial nut bucket. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You wanna give me some nuts? Without poison, thank you, you know? Anyway, I don't know what he gave me a link, but really if you push on the link, it just looks like, yeah, I don't know, Catholic, something Catholic. Oh, and just made huge. Vatican Catholic, most holy family, money, yeah, everything is so-called holy, right, when it's Catholic. So I don't know what he's... The Antichrist identified. Well, you know, now that we know that this is a Roman Catholic site, right, VaticanCatholic.com it's called, I'm sure they won't point to the papacy, right? That we see. The Antichrist identified. Well, they do have a picture of the Vatican, but they'll probably throw it off in the wrong direction. Here we have the so-called Pope again. The Antichrist conquers in this sign. Vatican Catholic. We'll probably have like Dear ones in Christ as MHFM. What is MHFM? I don't know. Good to see you bringing this out. This out as a featured in-time video. I've watched the full length many times. Blah, blah, blah. Genocide is another boon from you to my Catholic faith. As a result, out in the wilds of the kind of no man's lands where your voluminous website has been an aid to maintaining fortitude and resolution of soul. Oh no. And what does he write here? Oh, our blessed... I don't even want to say it, That is, could I find something else? Oh, so our blessed, the so-called Mother Virgin, pray for us. What bullshit, Sorry, Father. It's, sorry for speaking the words, even just speaking the words. I'm sorry. That's just bullshit. Disgusting. This is what Roman Catholics do. This Mary bullshit and Mary nonsense, and the faker nonsense in regards of the so-called holy priest and all that, and the Mother Queen and the union making and producing the cookie Jesus, but utter blasphemous. It's disgusting, it's filthy, and it's just demonic. They can call it Christianity as long, to the, what is it called? To the moon goes home? No, to the, I can't remember. Anyway. And even if you, again, some, when you talk to some of these Catholics, you feel like, it seems like they do know, but they know that they are just, they like being Satanists. They don't want to become Christians. They want to proclaim themselves as Christians, but they don't really want to be Christians. Let's see what we have. This video, the Antichrist identified.
In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, we read about the man of sin or lawlessness. People generally agree that this passage is about the Antichrist. Speaking of the day of the Lord, we read, quote, "For that day will not come unless the apostasy comes..."
I couldn't care. I've seen too much bullshit. And it just keeps on going with the bullshit, right? And, if they're going to fix a spin on one direction or another direction. I'm full of the nonsense. It's incredible how much, there's so much bullshit out there. It's like this guy from England that also was finding out about the papacy, all the Knights Orders, the worldwide empire of Romanism and all that. And so there's so much garbage out on the internet, and I think it's years ago he made that video. Like if he thought there was a lot of a lot of things out there, years ago, look at it how it is today, It's just incredible. It's just gotten a lot worse. What was it called? I can't even remember. I have some videos of him someplace. Anyway. So, yeah. I think we are in day 3. Like, 1, 2, 3, yeah. No, maybe 3. Okay, no, wait. Okay, it should be 1 if this one. Okay, so now 4, okay. So probably in day 4 now. Okay, so actually this thing actually seems to work. Okay. And that's what it is. There we go. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything or other thing in regards to this video, but
it's terrible as the sufferings of another religious minority, the Yazidis, and just as in Nazi Germany, where you have.
But yeah, it's if it's how can you defend and the thing is that if the Christians actually removed all the idols and images, the Mohammedans would have a less of a thing in against them anyway, so because then at least we wouldn't have those bullshit things. If those Christians proclaim themselves as Christians, why are they worshipping the devil, why are they bowing down to images and icons? Why do they so much love these filthy, stinking things, Spiritual turds, They're worshipping devils, demons, not God. They can call them with all these different Christian names, and it doesn't make anything Christian at all. It's like
Stars of David put up outside Jewish houses. This is indicating that this is a Yazidi house, and you can see the fate. It's been exploded, burnt, gutted, destroyed, and the Yazidis suffered even worse persecution than the Christians, because Christians, of course, in the Quran, named as a people of the book, and therefore the Islamic State, obedient to the dictates of the Quran, at least had to offer some measure of toleration to Christians, but none was offered to Yazidis, who were categorized by the Islamic State not just as pagans but as worshippers of the devil, and therefore the fate visited on the Yazidis was truly terrible. Women, girls as young as 8, rounded up, those held to be attractive enough to become sex slaves, sold into slavery. Those who weren't, shot, dumped, abandoned, and we got taken out to see their skeletons, their bones, their hair, their clothing littered out in the fields, in the dead zone between the Kurdish front line and the Islamic State positions. So slavery.
Well, the Kurds, if I recall, was actually one of the groups that was persecuting those Christians in Turkey as well, wasn't he? I think the Kurds actually was. So the Kurds, they don't want to excuse themselves, it seems, in regards to that. Kurds persecution of the Serbs. No. What of the Armenians? I can't even. I can't even spell it. But I think actually Kurds was part of the persecution of those Christians, whatever you wanna, call them. Also, I don't know if they were all Orthodox or what, I guess they might have been all Orthodox in I don't know. It could be actually. I would need to further investigate, or can't remember. I guess it doesn't. If there were actually idolaters, it makes. But I think that Kurds was one of the groups that actually were, were some of those that actually persecuted them. So again, the Kurds doesn't, if I recall, don't have a nice historical background either on, so.
Slavery of women, and many of the men who'd been butchered, many of those men had been crucified. They'd been crucified in this town where I was. And it's been said my background is preeminently in classical antiquities.
And the Kurds, are the Kurds not Mohammedans? Those are mostly Mohammedans, I think they are. So, as the Islam, the majority of Kurds are Sunni Muslims. The exact proportion is uncertain, but McDowell gives the percentage as approximately 75%. Well, anyway. The name Kurd can be dated with certainty to the time of the tribe's conversion to Islam in the 7th century. Most Kurds are Sunni Muslims, and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. I think if I recall correctly, that they were also persecutors of the Greek, the Assyrians, and those last groups I can't remember, but it's usually the most recognized persecuted group. But those three groups at least being persecuted at that time, all proclaimed Christians. I guess they might all have been orthodoxy in their view. I don't know, I can't remember in regards to the Syria. Let's see here.
Hello and welcome to today's video.
I guess it started for. Okay, let's see. Assyrian Christian Orthodox. Let's see here, Orthodox. Assyrian Church of the East. Eastern is says Catholic Assyrian Church of the East. I do see just some images. I do recall. Yeah. And it's ancient Assyrian church in the city, and images, crosses all over. Yeah. Well. Are the Assyrians Catholics or Orthodox Christians? Let's see here. Neither is historical characteristic for Assyrians. The history of Christianity among the Assyrians is primarily associated with a church body headed by the Assyrian Holy See, one of the ancient local church bodies which emerging among early Nicene Christians. The Nicene Christians and their various local bishoprics started to be disconnected when further and further problematics
and doctrinal questions were disputed, and petitions perceived as irreconcilable emerged among some of them. Such divisions ultimately divided the original Nicene Christian into the Church of East. Traditional Assyrian literature, Westman. What? All these symbols. It's like, what does these symbols remind you of? So, where did they get all those symbols from? Because, do they look biblical, Because, in regards to this thing cross, we have seen some, Babylonian images in regards to that symbol, so. Now, some Assyrian Catholics, though, don't consider the Assyrians to be Orthodox, as they are Nestorians. How do I convert from Catholics to Orthodoxy? And potato potato of these two groups. Getting sick and tired of. Oh my. Anyway, let's take some. Having no more water. So yeah, clearly probably shouldn't have eaten that much and the kind of food that I ate. Probably the body, I guess, takes away the focus from the body then to, and put it down on the stomach. I don't know, anyway.
Of Christ. But even so, it's not until the year 1000, so kind of 600 years after that previous casket, that someone actually portrays Christ as dead on the cross. So this is around the year 1000. It's a chapel in Cologne Cathedral.
You're telling me that no one had portrayed, for a long, long time until, what is this?
Jesus on the cross. But what you will immediately notice is that this does not look like a man who is suffering unbearable agony. This looks like a man who is on Love Island or something. He is kind of buff, honed, wearing a skimpy loincloth. Basically, he looks like, he's not a contestant on Love Island, he's an athlete. He's someone who's won the great race of life. And this sense that Christ on the cross is kind of serene, that he is a conqueror, is something that endures, particularly in the Byzantine tradition, in the other churches.
Oh yeah, the Byzantine Empire, that was what it was called, right? Oh well. Anyway, I don't think Catholics or Orthodox or anyone else that have all these satanic statues and images and idols, cookies, they can't defend anything of that. They're just worshipping the devil, giving themselves over to the devil while proclaiming Jesus Christ and proclaiming that themselves Christians, and then worshipping the old snake. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Anyway. Oh well. Fun fact, today is the 666th day since the beginning of the scamdemic. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a fun fact, but whatever. Yeah. So I guess I'll just go to bed again in a couple of hours. I'm pretty wasted anyway. So remember to drink some water and get some vitamins as well. I guess I haven't. Guess I haven't taken some vitamin C today, so I think I should just take at least 5 grams. I did get to eat, I had a little food from yesterday. Didn't eat it all. I put it outside in my what do you call it, refrigerator, at least if it's cold enough outside. I put the rest in this bag, and it actually seemed to work pretty good. Okay, let's get some vitamin C into me. Oh, what do we have here? 4, 8, 10, 11, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 17 is fine, right? That's nearly 10 grams. I think I'll leave. Just, and then, well, you have a little vitamin C in this as well. Let's just take 1 from B vitamin. We should have enough D vitamin. Problem is, as I understand it as well, also in regards to colder weather, is that you're more likely to get infected because of it not being hot enough, and thereby, and I'm living in an apartment that is not that hot, and when the heat goes off, it apparently has less protection from things like viruses, apparently, because the blood goes in and not out, apparently. So actually, I was thinking, if you actually are more, some can handle different, and I could handle temperatures better than I can now, and I do wonder, maybe they then also have less of a chance to get sick because, they still have a pretty good defense in regards of the blood not going in. Yeah, I don't know. If they have a good system running. I still have some D vitamins. Yeah, well, I'm taking a lot of those as well. But clearly I'm still getting sick, right? So vitamin C and all that, and some different essential oils, and yet still getting sick. But I felt like I was pretty much, if I hadn't eaten that, I shouldn't have eaten that nonsense, just gone on and kept some more days of fasting, or nearly fasting. That would be pretty good. Let's see here, get some more essential oils here. Uh-oh, that was a good amount. Okay, I think we got more than enough. More than enough for sure. Oh well. Oh my. Oh. 2 seconds. That was bad. Oh. Oh yeah. Well, I got some. Sure, get some Oh my. I got some essential oils, so that was way too powerful, really. That's too bad. But anyway, that is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. And yeah, it's someone cold. So 1812. Oh well. Well, yeah, what should you? I don't know. Well, it's the day of rest, and I should, rest. And I'll see how it goes with that sickness. Certainly, I think it will continue for a little longer than I had expected. I was really thinking, Ray, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly over this. But yet, then it went kind of bad. After eating, I do recall, I recall beforehand where I felt worse actually after eating, That seems to have happened a couple of times in regards of being sick, Well, instead of actually going, and of course, if you're taking the energy of the body where it's using it for immune response, and then the body has to focus on other things in regards of digesting as well, then, maybe that takes away, probably takes away, I think it actually does take away from so it's, yeah, stupid me. Anyway, take care all of you and have a great Sabbath. I don't think I have much more to say. It doesn't really matter, does it? People don't want to. I don't think, it doesn't matter. People run away so fast in regards to the truth. In regards of anything about the true version of Jesus, and they run away, right? You want to have all the fake bullshit, all the new age nonsense, and that's popular. That's, where you... Anyway, it is what it is, I guess. And it's not over yet, of course, but it is interesting how you recognize that you live in a nation that is gone totally astray. Oh well, anyway. Alright everyone, all of you.